Welcome back to Kentucky Sports Television. Joining us now on Skype is one of our favorite guests, Jeff Borzello from CBSSports.com. Jeff, thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. Looking forward to this game tonight, which strangely has become a must-win pretty much for Kentucky if they want to make the tournament. We haven't had a chance really to talk to you about your thoughts on this team that has been up and down, seems to have a lot of potential. What's your viewpoint of this Kentucky team? Are they still a team that can do damage in the postseason?
I'm still a believer in them just because they have three, potential lottery picks, and teams with that usually do pretty well come March. The question for them, are they even going to get there? I mean, they don't have a lot of quality wins on the resume now. They don't really have that many chances. So they're going to have to turn things around over the next 6 to 7 weeks. And then once they get in the tournament, it's a whole new season.
What do they have to do when most people assume that they're going to have to win at least one, maybe both against Florida, against Missouri, but with the SEC being down, when you look at this team, what do they need to do to really feel good about making that tournament?
Well, I think starting tonight with Ole Miss, I think they have to win this. I mean, if they lose this one, their back's really against the wall because they only have the 2 games against Florida and the game against Missouri. I don't think they're going to beat Florida twice. So I think they kind of have to win tonight, split with Florida, and they have to win a couple games in the SEC tournament. They're going to have a gaudy record, either way, but they have to avoid bad losses and kind of just pick up, their remaining key wins. They have to win those games.
Ole Miss is a team that maybe Kentucky fans don't know a lot about because you haven't seen them play a lot. Are they for real? Their record is pretty inflated. They're in the top 20 now nationally. Is this team for real? How good are they?
Well, I think their record, they're 17-2, but I don't think they're the 16th best team in the country like their ranking would suggest. Marshall Henderson, we've all seen the gift from over the weekend and seen his antics. He's a great player, and Murphy Holloway on the inside is pretty good, but they don't have a lot of good wins. Their best wins over Missouri without Lawrence Bowers. And other than that, it's Arkansas or Tennessee. There's not a lot of, meat to that profile. So, they're not the 16th best team in the country, but a win on the road for Kentucky would be big.
That Marshall Henderson, you had a great breakdown on CBSSports.com, all the things going on. We can't show the video because there are a lot of middle fingers flying around in it. But he's a guy that is obviously an emotional player, thrives on that emotion. What are the keys for Kentucky, a team that hasn't shown a lot of emotion this season, to slowing him down tonight in this game?
Well, he's pretty much going to shoot whenever he touches the ball. If he gets an inch or, half a second of opening, he's going to put it up. So Kentucky has to kind of chase him around screens, make him put the ball on the floor, pretty much jam him whenever he gets the ball and kind of make him beat them off the dribble. And he's not great off the dribble. He only takes, 3 or 4 2-pointers a game. So if they can kind of slow down his perimeter shooting and get up in him, he's going to be taken out of the game pretty much.
Is he, you see guys like this that are hated by, he's been at several schools where rival fan bases have hated him. Anytime a guy plays with emotion like that, his team loves him. Other fan bases hate him. Kentucky has not seen him yet. Is that type of personality good for the SEC, good for college basketball, to have a guy that's a little polarizing but at least makes you hate him or love him?
I think it is. Especially this year, we don't have any Anthony Davis's. We don't have a Jimmer Fredette. That's kind of the story taking over college basketball. And now with Marshall Henderson, you have a guy that, as you mentioned, half the people hate him, half the people love him, and he's become a story. And, if he plays well tonight against Kentucky, I think he kind of takes on that role as the kind of must-see TV the rest of the season in terms of a player or a team.
Gary Parrish, your colleague, wrote a story today that this could be his breakout game in terms of a National Player of the Year resume. Is that a stretch, or maybe we've just not been paying attention to him enough in Kentucky that he, on this team, is important enough to maybe contend for National Player of the Year?
Well, I don't think he shoots a ton of shots. That's why his numbers are kind of inflated. He's not that efficient from the floor. But if he comes out, scores 25 against Kentucky, and Ole Miss moves to 18-2, people are going to start paying attention to him more. If this game was at Rupp, I think it would be even better with that fan base and that crowd with him kind of taunting them. But if he has a big game and Ole Miss continues to win, it's going to be hard to ignore him for All-American and Player of the Year honors.
It'll be interesting tonight if Ashley Judd's there and she's like throwing a hot dog or something at him or screaming at him. That'll make for good entertainment. Before we let you go, when it is all said and done, is Kentucky going to be in the tournament, and how far do you think they can go in the postseason?
I just don't see them missing out. They're just too good, too talented, I guess I would say. And once there, I think they could win a couple of games.
All right, Jeff Borzello from CBSSports.com. Thank you very much. We'll always enjoy talking with you. We'll do it again soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on.